Obviously, I put on hand lotion. That's the only thing you put on hand lotion for.
He's got a point. He's got a really
Yeah.
so good that I can't even refute it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Patrick's just in awe. He can't even believe it now.
I,
Dude, go grab yourself a bottle of lotion, lube it up. You'll have a great night.
I also use lotion for moisturizing.
I should probably use it for the bottom of my food, considering I burned them yesterday.
Welcome,
How'd you
everyone.
burn your bottoms of your
Did you step on your bacon grill?
No, I just walked down the road a little bit and my sandals broke, and then I had to walk back without my sandals.
Ooh.
Thus, burned my feet.
You didn't set your timer for 15 minutes with the bacon on and then get out of bed and step on the bacon?
Yeah.
I learned after last time, Ben.
That's good. At least you learned.
Yeah, for sure. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Hard Reset. Hard Reset Live, our third attempt at this. I am your host, Patrick the Law Morris. And joining me this week, as usual, gorgeous Ben Reynolds.
You can call me Alan asleep.
I get it. That's foreshadowing. The tenacious Tim Miller.
Why, hello there.
The other podcast.
And I think making his Hard Reset debut. Let's see, I came up with an E word.
I was on once before.
No way it's a Hard Reset debut. It's his Hard Reset Live debut.
Hard Reset Live debut. Thank you, Ben, for making it worth something. The ecstatic Ethan Richard.
Hello.
Coming up this week on Hard Reset.
I would have gone with erotic.
The erotic.
Yeah.
Much better. So much better. The erotic Ethan Richard. Coming up this week on Hard Reset. Just like what seems to be every week for the rest of the year, we're going to be talking PlayStation 5. And, also that, unfortunately. PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. We've got some news on both of those. And then for our topic of the show, we're going to be talking about the Xbox showcase that we saw last week. But before we get to all that, I want to know what you guys have been playing this week. So, Ben, tell me what you've been playing.
Before I tell you that, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Because you didn't respond in the Discord. Are you getting Destroy All Humans?
I did respond, I thought. Yes, I will be buying that probably this weekend. I don't know. I'm so behind. Like, the move definitely put me behind. I'm hoping to finish Last of Us Part 2 this weekend. And then I really want to play the Control DLC. And I got to finish Alan Wake. And then I also want to, I got to play Ghost of Tsushima at some point. So I don't know when I'm going to play Destroy All Humans. It might be like one of those lighter games that I play in tandem with something heavy like Last of Us or Ghost of Tsushima. Who knows? But
I wish it was on Switch so bad.
Oh, I definitely wish it was on Switch, like for sure. But yeah, I mean, I loved those games when I was a kid, so I'm 100% on board with buying the. I'll probably buy it on Xbox One.
Yeah, that makes
So,
sense.
is anyone else
I've been
going?
playing Ghost of Tsushima. I'm gonna wait and see what you think. Probably.
Yeah, I heard it's a
'Cause
pretty faithful remake.
Is it a remake or is it a reboot?
It's a
I
remake.
thought it was a reboot.
It's a remake, so it's actually almost a remaster. Like, it's a remake to the same degree that like Halo Anniversary is, where it's like it is basically the same game, just with new graphics
that look pretty good, but not like out of this world or anything.
I see what you did there.
Because it's still Earth.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm definitely like I'm definitely excited to play it. We'll see what happens. I'll probably play it kind of on top as a lighter game. But Ghost of Tsushima, tell us about that. What act are you in, by the way?
I'm still in the first act because I've been playing. I'm trying to do like all of the side missions, which I don't know if that's like a good idea or a bad idea. I don't know.
Play however you want.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's really fun. I like it. I was talking to Zach about it, and Zach was saying how he kind of feels like it starts to feel a little repetitive, and I'm like, that's kind of okay with me at this point because, like, honestly, I'm at a point in my life where I feel like my attention span isn't like as great as it used to be. Where like I used to be able to just like sit down and play a game for 7 hours. I can't do that really anymore. Like I just get bored, and I'm like, I need to go do something else, and so. Like,
oh, I get sleepy
the way
anytime
that
I'm doing it for like
the way that it is now. It's great for, which honestly is maybe I should try to play Breath of the Wild again now, but it's like it's great for like you can play for a long time. Or you can just sit down and be like, okay, I'm just going to go do one mission, or I'm going to go take over one base and defeat one leader, or, you know, just do one little thing real quick.
Yeah,
or,
just bite-sized chunks.
Go follow one fox or follow one golden bird or something like that, you know? Yeah, it's cool. Nice.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one.
And the combat system is just stellar.
Aces. Like, that's what I've heard.
One of the coolest combat systems I've ever played.
Ooh, big words. We'll see if I agree with you in a few weeks. Tim, tell me what you've been playing besides Star Fox.
I actually haven't played any Star Fox this week.
Wow.
First week in a long time.
Okay.
More like Star Fox, am I right?
Exactly, Ben. No, I've been spending this week finishing Bloodborne.
Okay, so are you done with it now?
Yeah, I finished earlier today.
Okay, Before you go on, rank it amongst the rest of the Soulsborne games.
I think it's the best.
It's your number one favorite above like
it is my number one.
All the Dark Souls and Sekiro.
What about Sekiro?
Yeah,
I hate Sekiro. I fucking hate Sekiro.
Man. Oh, I like Sekiro a lot, but I also did not get very far. It was too hard.
That's exactly why I hate it. I can't get past the first boss. Like it's not even worth my time.
Yeah. Well, the first boss being the ogre, or like beyond that. Oh,
yes,
I got past the ogre, and that was awesome.
I can't even do that. So I'm just like, nah, it's not worth my time to sit here for 3 hours to make no progress.
So hard.
But yeah, no, I think Bloodborne's probably my favorite, just because of the atmosphere and the Lovecraftian scene of all of it.
Nice. Yeah, the aesthetic in that game is really unique and amazing. Anything else?
Yep.
So then do you go to Tsushima next?
I actually
started it.
I actually started it 30 minutes before this podcast started, and I was very tempted to message you guys and be like, yeah, fuck you. I'm going to play Ghost of Tsushima instead of coming on the show.
Not feeling good, guys. Sorry.
First drop in, it's so... Because you have, like, literally, like, you're able to perform all of the moves, but they don't tell you how to do it.
Yep.
It's just so, like, and so, like, I just, like, sat there and I was like, well, none of these guys are, like, killing me right away. So I'm just going to, like, sit here and, like, figure out what button does what. Because all they've told me how to do is just a basic strike. And so then I was just like, all right, this is dodge. All right, this is parry. All right, okay, and then I was just like, all right, it's over for all of you.
Well,
I just charged right in and just started throwing buttons out, and it worked for me.
Ben,
but then when it finally got to actual gameplay, like after that first opening sequence, I started to struggle a bit because I was still in that Soulsborne frame of mind, and it's not anything like those games.
Yeah.
No, there is timing does play like a pretty major factor, but in a different way than those games kind of work, from my understanding.
Yeah. Ben, last week when you were like, oh, you're fucked now, it reminded me just of that time when we were at Wes's bachelor party and we were playing Injustice and Wes was playing as Green Arrow and all he would do was shoot the arrows. and like he wouldn't let anyone get close to him. He would just spam arrows, and it was so fucking obnoxious. And then Billy was like, "All right, guys, yeah, Billy gets
get over here."
No. He practiced until he could do the move where he like disappears and reappears behind you, and like he got it once, and then he's like, "Okay, can I do it again?" And he does it again, and he looks at Wes and he goes, "Oh, you're fucked now." So, Ethan, what have you been playing?
Well, actually, straight from this upcoming podcast, I've been playing Grounded because that released today.
Oh, it did, didn't it?
Yeah, and I paid $0 for it because, like everything at the conference, it's on Game Pass.
Ethan, you're getting ahead of the show.
God. I know. But yeah, no, so far Grounded is a ton of fun. Spiders will fuck your day up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you leaving your friends behind?
Something like that.
Nice.
How many people do you start out with? What? So, what's the like premise of this game? I've seen like
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Little basically things. That. Oh. Yeah, you wake up next to a like small container with like 5 U-sized people cutouts, and just have to try and survive being in like a front yard of some place and try and unravel what the hell happened.
So, is there like online co-op stuff too, or is it just like?
Yeah, I was playing 4-player co-op with 3 of my buddies, and cross-platform too.
Oh, it's cross-platform.
So is it?
Yeah,
but it's not like unbalanced co-op or anything like that. Like,
it's
like Dead by Daylight or something like that, or.
Predator, I think it's more akin to like The Forest or Arsenal, if you've played any of those games.
Co-op.
Exactly.
It's I mean, Forest is a good analogy based on what I've seen of Grounded. It's like The Forest, but Honey, I Shrunk the Kids skin on it.
Yeah.
All right.
Less cannibals, more wolf spiders.
Still scary, especially at that size.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even normal size. Keep them away from me.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Yep.
I'll have to. It sounds like it's not a very big download, so I'll probably throw it on the old Xbox.
Only 3 gigs, like 3.7. That's all it was.
I'm definitely going to try it out. Might as well, right?
Yeah.
What? Fucking Game Pass, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Personally, I have been playing The Last of Us Part 2. No spoilers because Ethan hasn't played it. What?
Fart 2.
Fart 2.
Last of Us Part 2.
I'm actually really loving it so far. It's awesome. The gameplay is amazing. It's like it's more of just a straight up.
Are you?
I'm not gonna say because Ethan is waiting to borrow my copy. But like the gameplay is amazing, and it's a straight up like stealth game, and that's not something I was expecting, but I'm loving it because I love stealth games. So, hoping to finish it this coming weekend, and I will have more to say next week. But now it's time for the News It Now.
The news show. It's the news show. We are now a news show, so bring news.
Oh, Ben's just emptying the glass and emptying the bottle. Okay. So before we get to the PS5 and the Xbox news, let's just hit. I saw this after I had put together the run of show this week. PS4 news: Cuphead came to PS4 today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wow, good for it.
You know what else came to PS4 today?
What?
Modern Warfare 2 Remastered.
On PS Plus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Early.
I guess it's a few days early.
2 months. 2 months after it came out.
That game is still pretty new. And I bought it. Fuck me, right?
Ah! Dumbass.
I mean, Call of Duty is starting to become a pretty decent staple of summer. Of like, every summer we seem to get an older Call of Duty game in the PS Plus roundup. So just stop buying Call of Duty games.
I can feel more like my look inspiration and play while I play Call of Duty.
Yeah, for sure. Don't know what that means.
I just love the movie Sicario.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, so Cuphead came to PS4. This is something I did not see coming, especially since Microsoft published this game. Do you guys have any thoughts on this? This is just something I thought was interesting.
Yeah. More money. That's about it. I just want more money.
Do you think that this is possibly like an indication of Microsoft really, really opening the doors to like, we really, really don't care where you play, just as long as you're playing our games?
Yeah.
I can't see them putting like Halo on.
I don't see like Halo, but I mean, Cuphead was
it's like an indie game they published, but I know what you mean.
It's an indie game, but it was kind of like their crown jewel for a while during the Xbox One. But like, I mean, the Xbox One, it was kind of slim pickings. I don't see like Halo or Gears of War happening, but like maybe Ori.
Let's put it this way: my mom actually has asked me about this Cuphead because she was like, have you ever played the game Cuphead? I've heard that the art is very interesting, and they talked about it on NPR. And I was like, I actually have not played it, but I've had it downloaded on my Xbox multiple times.
I've downloaded it and deleted it like several times, if that counts for anything. But
I think that speaks more for the game itself than anything. Sadly,
I mean, it's a bullet hell, and that's not my jam. But
it's a bullet hell boss rush.
Yeah,
I think there's maybe 4 linear stages. Everything else is just
yeah, exactly. And I've heard that the 4 linear stages are like the weak points of the game.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, anyways, moving on. I just thought that was pretty interesting. Just a couple things to touch on PS5 this week. Someone from a member of Reset Era was digging into the source code for the PlayStation 5 website on the Sony, like for the PlayStation 5 store site on the Sony website, and they found an error. And the error reads, you can only purchase one version of the PS5 console, disc or digital. You have already added one PS5 console to your cart. And so, at least in their own store, it looks like Sony is going to say, like, you get one.
I hope that this is a real thing and that this happens everywhere and that Xbox does it too.
I would love that. I would
100% agree, because you need to eliminate scalpers somehow. So,
go ahead, Ethan.
And I was just going to say, especially with I'm sure production restrictions put in place with COVID and stuff, like they've got
to be
careful with stock.
Retailers will be able to sell them, so it's like...
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you guys. Do you guys think that Sony is going to try and like extend this restriction out to like Amazon and Best Buy and Walmart?
I think that they should. I think they've probably got the dick to swing to do that. So, like,
but how would they go about that?
Pardon to coin a phrase, I guess.
I don't know how they'd be able to enforce that across.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, things like that have happened before.
Well, I mean, once you get to like brick and mortar stores, I guess like. There's no way to like, okay, if they show up at one store on one day and they get one, and then they show up at a different store on a different day. There's no way to stop that.
Yeah.
But they can stop, like, you can only buy one.
Yeah.
At a time.
Mm-hmm. The most they can do is just make it harder to do that.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. And like online, they can like online sales, they can set limits, which like then like, you have to create multiple accounts under multiple different names and stuff like that. But
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And
it's worthwhile to me.
Ben, you're like eating your microphone. But now you literally are. But also, like, even if they, like, a lot of stores or a lot of websites, like, use credit card numbers to circumvent, like, free trials, multiple free trials. And so they could even use that of, like, you got to use a different credit card. And how many credit cards are you going to take out to buy X amount of PlayStation 5s?
Yeah.
25.
Can you imagine people just applying for new credit cards? I've got my Kohl's card. I've got my Sports Authority card.
Got my Amazon card. I got my PayPal card.
Best Buy card. Yeah, so
I'm all for it.
Got my Pornhub card.
I'm 100% on board. I think that this is a great idea, even if it's only Sony's website. At least it's a show of good faith. Like, it's a show of them.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and if like, honestly, it will probably push me to order my PlayStation through their website because I'm like,
oh, that's a good point too.
Good on you.
Also, like, it'll probably be easier to get there. Yeah. So, yeah, no, I'm 100% on board with this. I love this. I think that this is, Ben, just like you said, like, I think you just nailed it, right? Hit the nail right on the head at the very beginning. Like, I hope Xbox does it too.
Yeah.
Easy as that. But now, also in PlayStation 5 news, there's good PlayStation 5 news twice this week. A lot of people think that the PlayStation 5 is pretty ugly. I'm one of them. But
you guys are nuts.
Tim loves how crazy it looks. Tim, based on what you've said,
I love it. Yeah, I absolutely love it.
Tim, why?
Tim, based on what you've said in the chat,
space age.
I think you'll like this. Some photos have leaked of the PlayStation 5 with the side panels off, and it appears as though the side panels aren't covering anything up. They're not at all integral to, like, the structure. They're just off. And so to a lot of people are speculating maybe Sony is going to sell some like, customize the look of your PlayStation 5 with different colored panels, different designed panels, maybe like special edition panels.
Or I could just send them to my homie and have him fucking tag them.
Yeah, well, that would also be a really cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I can take them out, scuff them off, and paint them up, then I certainly will be.
Yeah, I mean, Tim, you sent us a picture of a black PlayStation 5.
Tim's going to paint a picture of a penis on one side.
A penis on one side and his waifu on the other.
And a pianist. A pianist on the other.
Okay.
A pianist
Classy.
and a pianist.
Yep.
Classy.
Is the pianist holding his penis?
Yes, always.
He's playing with his
Plays
penis.
with one hand.
There you go.
One hand and his penis. He's only got one arm.
He's just like standing up, and he's just like.
Yep.
No,
exactly.
he only has one arm, so he's got the other
he's got one hand
and
and he's just flopping it over freely on the keyboard.
Yeah.
Okay. Follow-up question about this.
Notes.
Follow-up question about the pianist. Does his penis have fingers?
No. That's weird, dude.
That's weird, but playing the piano with your penis?
I mean, if you only got one arm, what else are you going to do?
That's what he's using it for.
Oh, my God. Okay, so what? I mean, if this does come true, if you can like buy different side panels or like take your side panels off and swap them out, what are you guys hoping for like just off the cuff, designs for side panels?
God of War, Spider-Man,
Ratchet.
Okay,
a picture
of Tim. I like a picture of Tim. You know what? If we could customize them to that extent, I would. I'll commit right here and now. If we can customize them to that extent, I will get a picture of Tim on my side panels for my PlayStation 5. And I'll leave him on there.
What about, can I be on one side and Tim on the other?
Yes.
All right.
Good.
I hate that you shook your head first.
I changed my mind. I feel differently.
Dibs on the disk drive side.
That's a good question.
Hey, can Ethan be on your digital PS4?
Well, we'll have to. I mean, probably not, because I can only put one in my cart at a time.
Just have Jill buy the other one.
I mean, honestly, that's probably what I'll do. Anyways, so now I'm in Xbox news. We've got some Xbox news too. It's not as exciting as a pianist playing with his penis, but
I mean, what is?
Good question.
Very little.
Microsoft quietly killed off the 12-month Xbox Live subscription this week.
They did.
I did see that.
I saw that.
Why?
They're going to try and make people go more towards the Game
Pass Ultimate
model.
Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah. I mean, I was seeing some people speculating, maybe they'll just take out the online requirement, because since they're so heavily bridging between like PC and Xbox, it's like, oh, you have to play or pay for multiplayer
if you're on Xbox,
but not on PC.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Kind of a combination of both things that you guys are saying here is like, I think that Ethan, like you're saying, they'll move to, oh look, the puppy. That's Ben's puppy.
It's adorable.
So I think that they'll move to like a free to play kind of thing where like PC. And they're also dropping it because they want to push Game Pass Ultimate, especially with our other Xbox news, which they announced xCloud will be launching in September. So xCloud has been in beta on both Android and iOS that's an iPhone, Ben. They've been in beta for since the beginning of the year, I think. And they're saying that they're going to launch in September. It's going to be bundled in with Game Pass Ultimate, and it's going to launch with more than 100 games. What do you guys think of this? Do you guys think that this is like Xbox on the go? Are you guys like into this? Do you think you'll use it, or do you think it's just something that for 10-year-olds?
It's not a big thing for me. I don't do a whole lot of mobile gaming at this point. I'm either at home or I'm at work. There's not a lot of in between. If I am, I'm going with my Switch.
It depends on what it is. I mean, if it's if I can play like Grand Theft Auto or something like that on my phone, without having to be just playing it on my phone, that would be pretty sweet. Like there's some games that if there are on there that it's like, oh, I could actually see myself. Or it's like, yeah, if I can literally play the same 2K that I play on my normal Xbox on my phone, and just play it with a controller, just bring a controller and one of those things to snap your phone onto a controller.
Yeah.
Then I can see myself doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Do you guys think that you'll go as far as to dedicate a controller to your phone for this?
Probably not.
Again, it all depends.
Yeah. Yeah, probably not. I mean, I'm in a similar boat to Tim where I just don't do mobile gaming that much, especially because I'm remote working, so it's like I don't leave my house.
You never leave your house.
The Xbox is always there. But I do think it's just an incredibly fantastic utility of just if I want to play a game somewhere, I can do it anywhere.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I'll definitely give it a try. I'm intrigued. I like the idea of having just an app on my home screen that I'm like, oh, this is my Xbox, in the same way that my the console that's hooked up to my TV is my Xbox. I like that. I would like to, like, this is a lifestyle thing that I look at and I'm like, I would like that. But I'm not sure I can work it into my routine. So we'll see. I'll definitely give it a try.
Yeah.
But that being said,
Topic of the show time?
It's time for the topic of the show.
Tim, that means you have to take your shirt off.
Oh, I thought he was
on Twitch.
I thought oh yeah, nipples are a bad thing on Twitch.
Yeah.
I thought he was really going to do it. Okay, so topic of the show. I actually went, Ethan. You mentioned that you were going to rewatch it. Did you end up doing that?
Yeah, I rewatched it.
So I rewatched the whole thing except the people talking because that was annoying. And I wrote down just a few brief thoughts on every game. I figured we could just run through them, drop some quick thoughts on every single thing, then give some general thoughts, kind of what we thought of the show as a whole, what the standout games were. So we're going to be brief with each game if that's good with you guys.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Halo Infinite opened the show. The Mjolnir exosuit cinematic trailer I thought was pretty cool. I saw it and I immediately thought like, oh, that's a shoulder plate. Then they showed off the gameplay demo. Ben, let's talk about the graphics.
It looks underwhelming. Very underwhelming.
On a second watch, I'll give that to you. The graphics look like they need some work. No doubt.
Yeah.
I do stand by what I said of like, it's a stream and video compression is a thing. But like even accounting for that, I think the graphics need some work. Especially there's no excusing.
The Microsoft's official 4K YouTube video.
Oh, really?
And watch that on 4K TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also heard a lot of
left a lot
to be desired.
Be like, yeah.
Tim, what were you going to say?
I've heard a lot of reports saying that it was an earlier build and not really.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was reading too. It was built. That's what they were going to demo at E3, which would have been like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, almost 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Something to keep in mind. People are already pointing out that like there's basically a new version of that gameplay trailer that they've put out, and already the graphics look better. And then also a lot of people are being like, "Oh, look, I just went in and like tweaked the color grading, and it looks infinitely better." And it's like, Ben, you make a good point. Like it's a little bit concerning, but also I'm optimistic.
One of the most concerning parts is when they do the close up on the
there's no
face.
Excusing that. That was terrible.
Oh yeah, it does look really bad. But there were a lot of little nice things that I did like.
It's just like at this point that there needs to be so much more detail on that brute face.
Yeah, definitely.
When especially if this is what you're trying to show off as your like flagship game for the launch of this new system.
Yeah.
Like that needs to look incredible. That specific scene right there needs to just look better than anything in the trailer or in the rest of the show, and it definitely was not there.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ethan.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I feel like Microsoft, like overall, is leaning too heavily into the like, we don't want to overhype things. We want to like show people exactly what they're asking for, which is like just show us, like pure gameplay, not CGI trailers and stuff. And like, honestly, it turns out that people don't like that. People want to get hyped for games.
People don't know what they want. Apple caught onto that a long time ago, and they give people what they think they want, and then So on a more positive note, though, sound design is something that 343 has always, except the dirt bike Warthog in Halo 4, sound design is something 343 has always nailed, and it sounds like they're doing it again. The assault rifle sounded incredible.
Yeah,
the entirety of it sounded gorgeous.
Oh yeah, it sounded so fucking good. And I mean, 343 has always put a lot of effort into sound design, and it shows. It especially the plasma bolts, they sound really punchy and mean, and like I love the way the 343 Halo games sound.
Yeah.
Some of the new guns looked cool too.
Yeah, and grappling hook looks awesome. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I'm cautiously, Tim is not into it.
I am not a fan of the grappling hook. The implications for multiplayer and a lot of other stuff in the game really don't feel like Halo to me. It feels more like Doom, and I don't want Halo to head in that direction.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if the grappling hook like had a much faster reel-in time, I'd be with you. But like as it was, it's like okay, like it's not speeding up combat that much, but it is giving you a little bit more of a mobility option.
I mean, I'm sure I'll get used to it and I'll enjoy it, but like at this time, I'm iffy on it. I did like a lot of the little details though, like the health gauge being hidden inside the shield.
Yeah, I didn't
nice.
even notice that, and then you pointed it out, and I was like, "Oh, that is a nice touch."
That's something that's been missing from Halo for like
any
game that doesn't have health. It's like, all right, how many hits can I take? Oh, I guess I'm dead.
I think Reach had it.
The Reach had it, and Halo CE had it, and then
Reach was probably one of the best campaigns that they've ever made.
I would say, I mean, the only
story-wise, probably.
I'm nostalgic for CE, and even I say Reach might have been better than CE.
Yeah. But, although, I think
Reach was incredible.
Like, Reach was insane.
Definitely.
The one other little detail that I really liked was, like, before he takes the elevator up and he deploys the shield, he shoots at one of the brutes in the kneecaps. And the brute stumbles forward a little bit. Yeah, and I was like, all right, well, that's cool. That's another tactical thing I can use to my advantage.
So the guy up the spaceship, I meant to look this up and I didn't. Is he like a famous actor? It seemed like they were kind of actually trying to make a deal out of.
Not that I saw the pilot.
Yeah,
I haven't seen anything about that. They were very clear.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that.
I think he was a pilot.
But they were very.
Oh, wait. Yeah, just real quick, I remember because I did see. I think the voice actor for the pilot character is the same voice actor as the Octane character in Apex.
Oh, really? Yeah, I can actually hear that.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Mm-hmm. Totally, that being why his voice. Because I was just like, there's something about this guy that's very familiar.
Yeah,
it makes sense that. Yeah. Okay.
So the pilot that I'm glad you brought that up, Ben. And we're gonna get off of Halo here soon. I just want to bounce to because Tim, you said something, and then Ben, you said something else. So 343 was very intentional in not revealing the pilot's name, and so who is apparently the pilot is someone important and someone who we would recognize. So I'm excited to find that out. And then Tim, Ben, what? You keep breaking up.
Do you think we've traditionally seen him in armor then?
I don't know.
No, I think he's related to a past character.
Yeah, probably like maybe Johnson.
I was thinking Keyes.
Yeah, that was my initial thought as a Keyes relative.
Yeah, that's more likely.
But
then also, Tim, you mentioned that you shoot the brute in the knee and he stumbles. Yep. I noticed the second time watching it, his armor falls off dynamically.
Yep.
And that was really cool. So you can expose weak points on the brutes. So I like that.
I mean, I'm still gonna aim for the head every time. But,
of course. I'm optimistic for Halo.
Yeah, for me, the standout feature was definitely just the environment and the fact that it's changing the open world and like seeing the huge open Halo ring as you're going up the elevator. And I forget the devs basically saying like the goal with this was to take Halo 1, like specifically the
knock the walls down.
Knock the walls down. I'm like, yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, but we do have to move on. Next up, State of Decay 3. I'm not a big State of Decay fan. I feel like the 3 came way faster than 2 did. But anyone on our panel big into State of Decay?
I was really interested in the first one. Kind of let me down. Second one came out. It sounded like, oh, hey, they're fixing a lot of the issues with the first one. It was fun at first, and then it got repetitive and didn't quite fix everything. So at this point, I'm like, I mean, you're going to have to show me something like really cool in the third to get me to come back again.
Okay.
Because like, they weren't bad games to start with, but they just got boring pretty quickly.
All right. And Tim, you said you're not into those games?
Never played them. They've never interested me, so I'm going to give this one a pass.
Ben, any interest?
I mean, it'll be free, so I'll probably try it. Cause I've tried the last few. It's, I it's there. I never played the first. I played the second one initially. I played both of the different stories, and eventually it just gets to a point where it seems like things are too hard. It's just almost like brutal. It's this is just it's the level of fun that it has. And then I played the first expansion that came out for the second one a little bit too, because it came out and I was like, oh, I'd try that. I'd play that game again. It's kind of fun to play, and it's kind of like The Sims, and it's just like a great way to waste like fucking 4 hours and then be like, holy fuck, it's been 4 hours. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. I mean, The Sims. I think I told the story on this podcast before, but like when I bought The Sims 4, I downloaded it and Jillian and I started playing it at like 10 or 11 a.m. And then like we looked outside and it was dark and it was like, oh fuck, The Sims is a hole that you can just fall into. All right, moving on. Forza Motorsport. They dropped the number. And it seems like they're taking their time because it's not going to be out at launch. Any interest in Forza?
I'll probably be playing it. I love the Forza games, and God,
I like the Horizon games. I don't like motorsport games. Sorry, Tim, I interrupted you.
No, that's fine.
That was bad.
Yeah, Tim, you said you're pretty stoked on it.
I'll probably be getting it. Yeah, the ray tracing looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty. That's what Forza is it's a graphical
pretty racing
showcase.
Game.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I'm still kind of diehard Gran Turismo. If I'm going to play a racing sim, I'm going to play Gran Turismo for some reason. But
okay.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's interesting that they dropped the number. Maybe they're kind of looking to turn this one into a platform that they're just constantly updating. So
it seems like that would honestly make sense with a racing game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, and it's kind of funny because like in this past generation, Forza kept doing numbers and Gran Turismo did Gran Turismo Sport, where it was a platform and it wasn't about it wasn't about collecting cars. It was just about, racing friends, and it was about making it a sport. And now it seems like maybe they're switching, and Gran Turismo is going back to Gran Turismo 7, and Forza is just dropping the number altogether, and looks like maybe they're turning it into a platform. Personally, I think the platform model for a game like this makes a lot more sense. Mm-hmm. Next up, Everwild. So, Tim, I want to hear, because you're a hardcore Rare fan, what did you think of Everwild?
It was a little underwhelming, to be honest. graphically. It really just felt like, all right, we're going to take all the assets from Sea of Thieves and we're going to reuse them to do
tweak them a little bit.
Yep,
and do some magical animal game.
Yep. I mean, to be fair, they fucking nailed the water look in Sea of Thieves.
I mean,
oh, absolutely, it's gorgeous.
Sea of Thieves, I think altogether looks fantastic, but also Sea of Thieves being almost an MMO, like it gets a little bit of a pass as far as like graphics for me, and so you can go that hardcore stylized and that simple in an MMO, and I'll be like, yeah, that's fine. That being said, like on my PlayStation 4 Pro, I can see pores in the back of Kratos' head, and so on Series X, looking at something that looks like Sea of Thieves in a single player experience, it's like, I was with you, Tim. I was a little bit underwhelmed by it.
Yeah, when I saw the rare logo, I was like, oh, maybe it's Banjo. Then I remembered, oh, wait a minute. They hate us. So, no, it's not going to be.
Ben, thoughts on Everwild?
Nah.
No. All right.
I'm out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I feel like the stylized look, like, fits with the theme they're kind of making for the game. My biggest issue is I still have no idea what the hell gameplay is.
And also,
but honestly, that's a problem that's going to be a bigger and bigger problem for developers who use stylized graphics. Is it's like, okay, you're utilizing a system that can create lifelike.
Yeah, can create almost like super photorealistic.
Why are you creating like goofy ass little basically the same picture that could have been created on an N64?
I mean, let's not go that far, but I do understand what you're saying. Is like it suddenly the idea of using stylized graphics is it has to be so much more intentional and so much like they have to really nail it in order for it to be like well accepted and well regarded.
Yeah, so like more like Ori.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really needs to fit the world around it, and without knowing what this game's truly about, I can't say it has at this point.
Absolutely. Okay, so moving forward, tell me why. Confirmed to be coming to Xbox One. Here's another game that stylized graphics, I think, are doing it are like majorly detrimental. This game does not look good. It looks super Telltale-esque.
It's by the guys who did Life is Strange.
Okay, that totally explains it, because I'm like, oh, this is more Life is Strange. Oh, no,
that's what I thought it was, too.
Yeah, I did the same. But no, it's just another story by the same guys who did it.
Yeah. What was that, Ben?
I skipped this one.
Oh, okay, yeah. Don't go back and watch it. You didn't miss much. The storytelling looked super heavy-handed. They're just like everyone believes that it was self-defense, and they're like, we saw it, and it's like this is bad dialogue. Yeah. Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Woo!
I mean, I'm stoked to play Ori, but like, I wish that it was on Switch. I wish they were announcing it on Switch and not friggin' Series X. It's like, okay, I don't need an extra 60 frames per second in Ori.
Didn't we
Yeah.
Didn't we know that was going to be on there? Basically, like
we knew we were gonna be able to play Ori, but like they're making a specialized, like a optimized for Series X version, so that they can go to 120 frames per second, and it's like, I don't fucking care.
It's beautiful animations.
Yeah, it's beautiful animations, but it's animations that look fine at 60.
The first one made me angry. Although Ethan did say that they made a lot of improvements to the like just making things better. So maybe I will try it because it'll be free.
Yeah, we'll have to try that on Game Pass Anonymous eventually.
Definitely. Outer Worlds, Peril on Gorgon. They did not mention, and of course they're not going to mention that on this show, but like they didn't mention PlayStation, they didn't mention Switch. Microsoft bought Obsidian while they were in the process of developing Outer Worlds. Do you think that this is the end of support for those other platforms?
I don't think so. I think, as we've talked about earlier in this podcast, Microsoft has shown that they're willing to throw things towards other consoles. So they'll probably at least finish out the Outer Worlds. I don't think anything from Obsidian will start moving to other platforms for quite a while once this is done. But
yeah.
Unless it's incredibly successful or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Then also from Obsidian, Grounded, which we discussed briefly, so let's not spend too much time on that. But I do want to say, fantastic trailer. A trailer that took a game that I would have been like, whatever, into a game that like, I'm definitely going to check that out. Because like, if you're looking to play the biggest game this year, wait for Cyberpunk. Like, that's funny. That's fucking funny.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the Halo Infinite trailer could have taken some lessons from this of you gotta get the emotional appeal to like hook people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
The biggest game of this year is already fucking
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes.
Then next up, more from Obsidian, Avowed. So it's confirmed to take place in the Pillars of Eternity universe. I mean, Obsidian has Outer Worlds, and now they've got Avowed. Are they really coming to eat Bethesda's lunch? Like, now that they've got Microsoft money, do you think
I think they want to toss their salad, actually.
No, I think they want Bethesda to toss their salad.
From the small glimpse that we've seen, it looks beautiful. Like, I'm excited to play it. Like,
I mean, this looks awesome.
Yep.
Personally, I'm a little bit burnt out on the whole like Skyrim gameplay loop. If they introduce some new mechanics that like really freshen it up, I'll probably give it a shot. I was the most.
Let me go deeper in that ass.
Oh my god. Personally, I was the most excited about this because, like you said, I think they're coming after Bethesda hard, and I think Bethesda needs someone to come after them hard because they've been slacking hardcore for a long time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Want them to release Skyrim, make them get deeper in that ass.
But
or whatever,
everything deeper in that ass.
But also something to make note of. If that really is Obsidian's game plan, which it definitely looks to be, that's a huge benefit for Xbox because Microsoft owns Obsidian, and now suddenly the competitor to Elder Scrolls and Fallout is exclusive to one platform.
Yeah.
That's a big fucking deal. They're going to be deep in that ass. As Dusk Falls, did not care about this. Again, looked very Telltale-y. Pass.
Yeah. Meh.
I don't even remember it, so yeah.
And rewatching it, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot this was in here.
Yeah, exactly. Psychonauts 2. Jack Black is in Psychonauts 2. That trailer was amazing. I'm totally sold. I might even play Psychonauts 1 before 2 comes out.
Yeah, I never played the original.
I might cut my eyes out.
Oof.
Well, Ben's kind of mentally checking out of the podcast here. Ben, you didn't have any thoughts on Psychonauts 2?
Not that interested.
Okay. Speaking of not being interested, Destiny 2, don't give a fuck. Looks just as boring as it always is.
I'm going to get so deep in that ass. No, just kidding.
I mean, I thought it was a cool announcement that's like, hey, like all the DLC is now coming to Xbox Game Pass, because that is one thing of like, I have friends who like keep trying to get me to go back into it, especially now that it's free to play, but I'm like, yeah, it's free to play, but I have to pay for the expansions. Oh, guess what? No, now you don't anymore. You don't have to pay for
free. Yeah.
But do I really want to just go run around and shoot the same people over and over and over to get?
No, you don't, Ben, and I don't either.
That one gun, that one time when you do it and you're like, fuck yes, I've got this gun.
Just bring back Loot Cave. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think not the Loot Cave, but I think the
masturbating to a gun.
I mean, that's Ben is being very much a Destiny player right now.
Oh my god! But yeah, I think
Look at this farmer.
Okay, Ethan, what are you gonna say?
Anyway, yeah, I think either this upcoming DLC or the next one is going to be bringing back like the old classic raids that people liked, so Vault of Glass, which Vault of Glass far and away the best content in Destiny, so it's like I kind of want to play that again.
And it's going to be on Game Pass. Stalker 2. I'm super stoked for Stalker 2. The trailer looked awesome, looked super creepy and like unsettling. It kind of gave me Control vibes, and I loved Control. You guys all know that.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on Control or on Stalker 2?
Yeah.
I forgot Stalker was even a thing because it's been like almost a decade since they've come out with a game.
It's been a minute for sure.
Yeah. It's definitely a case of like I didn't play the first, but I heard plenty of good things about it. So now that second one's coming out, it's like, okay, like maybe I'll give this a shot because like this seems like a great place to jump in, and it's free with Game Pass.
Yeah, that seems to be the theme. Okay, Warhammer 40K, Darktide. Warhammer just has too much lore. I'm not going to jump in Warhammer.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm interested. This was definitely a trailer that, like, when it started playing, I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of looking kind of fun. It's like zombies, but space age tech, 4-player co-op. So it sounds like Left 4 Dead. And then, yeah, like, I mean, you and I talked separately about this, Patrick, when it came up like, oh, Warhammer 40K is the title. I'm like,
ooh.
Yeah, it feels like I'm jumping into the middle of something. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, suddenly the barrier to entry is huge.
I mean, that's a lot of Warhammer stories, though. Like, even with Vermintide.
I ain't getting into Warhammer.
Well, yeah, that's the whole problem.
It's a tabletop game.
Is like, if this was not a Warhammer game, absolutely would jump in, like, no hesitation. And, like, I think I'm probably still going to play it because everything's free with Game Pass.
Yeah. But that Warhammer association I think that they lost a huge part of the audience.
You'll have to wrap my balls with rubber bands.
Done. Yeah. I'm not going to try that one out. Tetris Effect Connected. Tetris Effect.
Tim's in.
What?
Tim's in.
I mean, Tetris Effect, every time I see that game played, like the way that they reinvented Tetris with music is insane. I might finally pull the trigger and buy Tetris Effect, but I'll do it on PlayStation so I can play it on PSVR. Anyone else gonna play Tetris Effect?
I might try it, but again, it's just another Tetris.
Yeah, probably not. My thought during that my thought watching that trailer was, damn, I'm glad I don't work at marketing or product development for Tetris, of like, how do we reinvent Tetris this time?
How do we convince our consumer base that we really did it differently?
Yeah, they need to get new blocks.
The Gunk.
They should have just had the same exact song.
Rewatching the Gunk, like, I'm excited at the first part of the trailer because I'm like, ooh, space exploration, super cool. And then it's like, this looks like shitty Mario Sunshine that's just constantly vacuuming up gunk.
Yeah, I mean...
And then the name is just awful.
Speaking of shitty Mario Sunshine that's just vacuuming up gunk, Alan Wake.
Wait a minute.
What?
Wait a minute.
Not that bad. Anyway, we're skipping ahead, Ben.
Yeah, that's the next one, Ben.
Sorry.
The gunk, totally forgettable.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. And what was next? The Medium. Ethan, you and I talked about this offline. It looks like it's just going to be a tech demo for like, oh, look at how quickly we can put environments on your screen.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it looks like just a tech demo, but I feel like, okay, first and foremost, this was designed to be a tech demo, but like they are putting good effort into like trying to make it a compelling experience. Whether or not they succeed on that, I'm unsure of.
Yeah.
Now that's the one that has like the two simultaneous stories going on at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also one of them looked super lame and the other looked pretty cool.
Well, yeah, normal and like crazy weird shit.
Such is life.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like if you're given the directive of like, okay, make a game that, you know, takes advantage of swapping between two environments really quickly, like this is a good fucking idea for a game to do that with.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So I might play it.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Phantasy Star Online 2 expansion. How is Phantasy Star Online still happening? I don't know.
I mean, it did just come to the U.S.
I guess.
The official English release came out earlier this year, so now is the prime time to release content for it.
Yeah, I guess.
People will eat it up because they're still playing it.
Ben, are you playing Phantasy Star Online?
Always.
Always nice.
On my other screen right now.
Crossfire X. Ethan, you mentioned that you were super stoked on this one. I thought the campaign looked pretty cool. Pretty bad name. But I don't think that this game is going to succeed. And Ethan, you and I kind of hashed this out. It looks like it's a Remedy game that is looking to appeal to the like Battlefield and Call of Duty customers. But like it's not big enough, and it's a little too weird to get those customers. And then on the flip side, it's not weird enough, and it's too straightforward to get the people that were like huge into Control and Alan Wake. And so, where is this game supposed to fit? I don't think it's going to succeed just because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I feel like if it doesn't succeed, the biggest thing is going to be the name. Similar to Warhammer, I was actually finding out Crossfire is like an established franchise. It's just no one in the U.S. has heard of it, which is, a testament to how good a franchise it is. So yeah, it's a weird situation of like, okay, you're showing me like a really cool trailer, but why are you tying it to this weird franchise? And in this case, just giving it like a shitty name. I think, personally, I don't think it's like too far away from what anyone's like too interested in to be that like middle or trying to please everyone, pleasing no one effect you're talking about, Patrick. That's just me. This was definitely a trailer that like was like a huge happy surprise to me because I'm like, what you mean like? This looks like the good Call of Duty campaigns, but with the addition of like Crisis-style gameplay. Like, absolutely, I want to play that. That sounds like a blast.
Yeah,
from the past, even.
Yeah, and like not to mention, like if you're looking for the visual stunner aside from Forza, it was this.
Yeah, this game did look very graphically impressive.
Yeah, it looked gorgeous.
Tim, any thoughts on Crossfire X?
It reminded me a lot of Bulletstorm when I looked at it, so I might check it out. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. And then the last game of the show, and the one that, honestly, we predicted it on this show for our E3 predictions episode in 2018, Playground's Fable. Finally got revealed, and thank God it did, because I was not going to be able to go another year without Fable. I think that this game is a long, long ways out, but at least we know it's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, this trailer, and especially the reaction to everyone getting hyped about, was the proof to, I feel like, my earlier point of, like, all the people who say, we just want to see gameplay. Okay, why were you so hyped about Fable, which had zero gameplay, or anything remotely like gameplay?
Yeah. Ben, thoughts on... Ben's taking his headphones off. Tim, thoughts on the Fable trailer?
Yeah, it's not a big thing for me. I've played the Fable games. They weren't, like, my favorites. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right. I think Ben's going to miss trivia. Overall thoughts on the show. Like, I thought, even watching it again, I thought, it was okay.
It was it was just okay, middle ground. In some places, kind of underwhelming.
Yeah, it wasn't the giant splash that they needed it to be.
Yeah.
I was definitely whelmed. Patrick, you and I talked about this. I feel like part of their problem is, they've been talking about, like, we've acquired all these studios that are making games. And so, like, people went into this thinking, like, okay, what are these big, exciting games that they're going to show off? And it's like, the most exciting games we've seen at either of these shows, Microsoft's or Sony's, are, like, established franchises.
They're sequels.
You can't make from scratch an established franchise.
Yeah, Avowed does not generate the same amount of hype as Horizon 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, like, what else? Like, I mean, Grounded or Crossfire X does not generate the same level of hype as Miles Morales.
Yeah,
so
or Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah. And then also, like, and I mentioned this in the chat, and Ethan, you and I have talked about this, but Tim, tell me if you think I'm full of shit here. I think Sony showed us basically the first party offering for the first 4 years of PlayStation 5. Whereas I think Microsoft was much more conservative and showed us the first couple years of Series X. Like, I fully don't expect to play Forbidden West for 3 years or more. Same with like we're getting Miles Morales this winter, but like Forbidden West is a long ways out, I think. And then Spider-Man 2 is a long ways out. God of War didn't even get shown, so I think Sony went with the guaranteed hits and just went deeper into the future than Microsoft, and that helped generate a lot of hype.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know about the 4 or 5 years thing. I'd say maybe 2 or 3 at most. But yeah, Sony definitely came with a bigger hand in this one.
Yeah, and I think the reason that they were able to do that was because they went further out into the future than Microsoft did.
Yep. And they did a better job of establishing newer franchises and bringing older franchises back during this current generation, which is going to help sustain them through the next one.
Absolutely.
They didn't do that.
Getting the ball rolling on God of War again, suddenly God of War is a hot name on PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, they like God of War, they kind of wore out their welcome on the PlayStation 3. And then to make a big comeback on PlayStation 4, suddenly announcing God of War 5 on PlayStation 5 is a gigantic deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, so overall, I mean, go ahead, Ethan.
Yeah, I was just going to say, again, we talked about this, but yeah, I continue to think that for some reason Microsoft cannot hire great marketing people. I feel like this show was really heavy on like logical appeals rather than emotional ones. It's like Sony brought us, the emotional connection of like, hey, all your favorite franchises, here's some, fun, exciting trailers from this. Whereas Microsoft's big thing was like, look, Halo, this is just how it is right now, and we're not going to oversell any of it. And all of this comes to Game Pass day one, which is like a fucking amazing deal.
Yeah, that's another thing that like we kept mentioning. All of this is on Game Pass on day one, and that's something that a lot of people aren't talking about. That I think people should be talking about is like, that's a lot of value.
Yeah, it's a huge value, but it has no emotional punch to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we've been going for more than an hour now, so we're going to wrap up our conversation on that there. But it's time for the weekly trivia challenge.
D, final answer.
Okay,
nice.
So
I hope you realize I hope you don't take that literally.
Ben, we waited for you to get in on trivia because we know how much you love winning. So this week's trivia question is, from which other video game franchise are the Raving Rabbids originally a spinoff? Is it A, Gex, B, Glover, C, Bomberman, or D, Rayman? I think Tim would probably know this, so Ben, we're going to go your way first. Ben, are you asleep?
No.
Okay.
Well, the only thing I know them from is Rayman. So I feel like that's probably not the answer. So I'm going to go with Glover.
Glover, final answer?
Sure.
Ethan.
I'm so far ahead that it doesn't even matter if I get it wrong.
That's also true.
Yeah, I think, I'll try going with D. Final
Rayman,
answer.
D, final answer.
Yeah.
Tim?
Apparently I'm psychic, so I'm going to stick with D, final answer.
Well,
Ooh,
Ben, you finally missed it. It was Rayman. D.
That's the only thing I knew them from.
Yeah, so the Raving Rabbids spun off from Rayman in I think their first game was 2006.
How is it spun off? How is it spun off? It's Rayman Raving Rabbids.
And well, then eventually they got their own games, Rabbids, without Rayman.
No, that's not true.
Also, Mario vs. Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Not only did they spin off of Rayman, they then attached themselves to Mario.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a real thing.
Going to a better series. I mean, that's how it works, right?
That's true. Well, that's all we've got for you guys tonight. You know, if you liked what you heard, don't forget to subscribe on whatever. What's that, Ben?
Remember that you're listening to a podcast that tells you lies.
Well, we're not.
They're from Glover, clearly.
Subscribe on whatever platform you found us on. You can see everything we do all in one spot over at coldnorthpro.com. We'll be back next week talking about whatever happens in the next 7 days. So until then, reset.
Specifically the Glover reboot.
That was a reboot?
Full of the rabbits.
I think Ben is just
the
going to
rabbits were first introduced.
Yeah, I can see it. A couple years from now. We'll be getting a tech demo.
It already came out. It already came out.
He just makes 64. It just so he can be retroactively right on this answer.
Yep.
Glover won. Oh, God.